today I'm going to be sharing with you all of my twin newborn essentials. The style of this video is not going to be like a haul where I just show you everything. I have a system in place here, kind of, and I didn't want to take everything out and then have to put it back because who has time for that? So I'm just going to show you around my room, the nursery, my whole situation, the way it is set up so that you can see what I actually use for my twins. I'm going to start off with twin specific items, then I'm going to go into just more general newborn essentials, but I'm telling you everything here is what I use. I use everything I'm mentioning, and I'm going to put a link in the description to everything that I mentioned here, if there is a link to it, just so that you can check it out if you're preparing for your twins too. So let's get started. I was on the fence about this first one, but my number one twin essential, I'm putting it first because it's pricey, but it's worth it. It's the Haakaa Twin Sleeper Swivel Bassinet, or whatever. This thing, I wondered, do I actually need it? The answer was yes. And along with this bassinet comes two mattresses, two mattress protectors, and two mattress sheets. But you need more sheets than that. So I ended up just buying this little set of sheets from Amazon. They are not specifically designed for the Haakaa bassinet, but they do fit. The edges kind of curl under a little bit, but I got about 5 sets of 3 of these so that we don't have to constantly be doing the laundry. We just have tons of sheets available. Okay, so the whole twin pillow controversy, the twin Z pillow and the my Brest friend pillow, which should I get? I didn't know which I should get in the beginning. Well, I got both and I use both all the time. This is the twin Z pillow. It serves a very different purpose than the my Brest friend pillow. You can prop your babies up in here, feed them, play with them, talk to them. You can flip the baby over on its front and its little head can look over at you. This thing is amazing. It's just a nice place to put your baby. And more so like bottle feed rather than breastfeed. And it's hard to predict what's going to work. Breastfeeding, bottle feeding, you never kind of really know until they're here. So to be prepared with both pillows is important. This is a good bottle feeding pillow, but it's also just a good playtime pillow. Highly recommend it. Then we have the My Brest Friend pillow. It is nice and hefty. It's a twin My Brest Friend pillow. Very supportive, has this little back support over here. That's what I use to breastfeed my babies, and it works really well. Single feeding, tandem feeding, it serves both purposes, and I use it whenever I go to breastfeed. I can spy up here my next essential, which is my twin baby monitor. This specific monitor is for twins because it can pan between 2 different cameras. Right now, since we have the babies in a bassinet, we only use one of the cameras to face down on the bassinet. But I like it. The size is good. It's portable. It works. Took a little bit of figuring out how to get it all hooked up, but once we figured it out, we love it. When they transition into the cribs, that's when we'll put a camera facing both cribs. Then we can keep an eye on both babies. Okay, now our other essential would be 2 rockers. Having 2 rockers is essential. You have 2 babies, you're gonna need to rock them both. They're both gonna be freaking out at some point or another. So I'm in one of them right now. Then there's our other nice, very comfortable recliner. If you're going to be pumping, breastfeeding, anything, bottle feeding even, you want to be as comfortable as possible. When you wake up in the middle of the night, you're going to be feeling sleepy, uncomfortable, your babies are going to be cranky. You need a nice, comfortable place to rock both of them. And it's not the safest to rock both in your arms. So to have 2 rockers is an essential. Okay, now going into the feeding section. This is not necessarily applying to just specifically twins. This is just newborn feeding essentials that I have found really helpful. First, nursing pads. So if you're planning on breastfeeding, you're going to be lactating, spilling all over the place, you need some nursing pads. This next one seems a little extra. It's not. It is the best investment, one of the best investments you'll make. And this doesn't matter whether you're breastfeeding or using formula because you need a refrigerator for either. So a mini fridge has saved my life. It's very convenient just to have a quick place to store my milk. I never go downstairs to the fridge because I have a little mini fridge up here. That leads me to my next item that you just looked at, storage bags. Two different brands I have used are the Medela and Lancino storage bags. I like them both. Lancino are a little bit cheaper. They're both great. I highly recommend getting these storage bags. They have specific ones, I think, from Medela that can go right onto your pump that you can pump directly into. The kind that I bought, they're just storage bags. You pour your milk into, you can either freeze them or refrigerate them in these bags. Okay, then pumping parts and bottles. Let me show you what I use. I use Pumpin Pals. So these have been a little bit tricky for me. I've had a whole experience with pumping that was a little touchy, but the types of flanges that I prefer are called Pumpin Pals. They have a little silicone insert here, ribbed on the inside. It slopes down so that like gravity pulls the milk out a little bit, and then just the regular parts that go along with it. I use the Medela pump, so I have pump parts that fit with the Medela pump, but these are Medela bottles that I can pump directly into, but we have multiple different kinds of bottles. And I think it's important to try multiple different bottles. So let me show you what we use. Okay, so I've gone ahead, just laid out all of the kind of like pumping essentials that I have, aside from my actual pump that I use. I'm going to start off with my favorite bottles all the way to my least used products. So we use the Medela bottles the most. They have different size bottles. You can get the 5 ounce or the 8 ounce. What I would advise you, buy a lot of bottles. You're going to want to just have tons on hand. So buy as many as you think you'll need once you figure out which bottles work best for your baby, just so you're not constantly having to wash. Then these are the kinds of nipples that you want to start off with, the slow flow, and that's for 0 to 4 months. You buy these also. You can just buy the nipple separately. Then you buy the collar. You can buy tons of collars because those aren't specific to the kind of nipple that goes in it. But these are the medium flow for 4 to 12 months that you'll eventually want to use for your older babies. And then lids. These are all the bottle essentials for Medela. Buy a lot of it so that you have a ton of bottles on hand. Dr. Brown, we are just getting acquainted with him. Has a little vent in the middle of it. I know a lot of people rave about Dr. Brown's bottles, and so far our babies drink out of anything, so this kind of seems to be just the same as our Medela bottle. I don't know if it was worth buying it, but it's worth having another bottle on hand. I love my Haakaa Pump. It's 2 parts. I just screwed the nipple on just to show you that it's actually a bottle. This is a Generation 3 Haakaa Pump, and you can unscrew it, put this funnel on top of it, collect milk while you're nursing on one side into this. It is great, and then it turns into a bottle, and kind of like a Comatoma nipple on this. So a lot of people like those Comatoma bottles, and that's kind of what this is. This isn't a bottle, but it's the Generation, I don't know, 2 or just a regular Haakaa Pump. It's the cheaper version of the Haakaa Pump that does not turn into a bottle, but it serves the same purpose, hooks onto one side, and collects milk while you're nursing on the other. Avent bottles, not my fave. They just don't necessarily work that well for our babies, but like I said, they kind of drink out of everything. Having a hand pump has not been an essential for me. Used it about 2 times, but I think it's important just to have these on hand in case you need to go out, you don't have your pump, and you just need something. I got a little hand pump just in case. Then this kind of a shield by Medela allows you to have a little bit of skin to skin if the way you face it is right under the baby's nose. They have a little case for it. I don't use shields anymore, but I did in the beginning, and I think it's important to have some of these on hand just in case you're at home panicking, trying to breastfeed. This is kind of a quick fix, but just to caution you, babies might get used to the shield and not go back to the breast. So it's an option just to have them on hand. A nice essential that I have used a lot. I had to put my hair up because I'm getting a little sweaty up in here. It's also very helpful to have nipple ointment or cream on hand. This is one kind that I use, just soothing. It doesn't really do much in terms of healing. If you need some healing ointment, get the all-purpose prescription strength nipple ointment from your doctor. Have them write you an order for that because that heals the skin better than this. But this is just soothing if you're like, ow, uncomfortable. So any kind of lanolin cream. Medela has some. I have this other balm I think I got from Motherhood Maternity one day. But some kind of ointment. You'll probably use it and be happy you did. Another essential would be prenatal vitamins. They also have things called postnatal vitamins. I just kept the ones that I'm still using up from pre-pregnancy. Then a big essential I would say to have would be bins, storage bins. Like that is where I keep all of my pumping parts. This basin is for dirty pumping parts, if you can see. It's just the basin from the hospital where I just put all the dirty pumping parts. Having bins and baskets everywhere, I really can't have enough baskets. I remember in the beginning I had a ton and I thought, oh, no way am I ever going to use all of these. I've used all of them and I just need more baskets. Okay, now more in the way of like clothes, pumping, breastfeeding friendly clothes. A cover might be nice to have, so a nursing cover. This was actually given to me by the hospital, but you can get them on Amazon. Just, you know, hook it up. Breastfeeding or for pumping, just, you know, to be a little bit modest, you can use this. Okay, big essential here. If you plan to pump, this is the best pumping bra that I have found. An essential for sure. I have tried multiple different pumping bras that just don't provide me as much support as this one in terms of keeping the pump on me. I think another pro tip for this, buy 5 of these so that you're not out and when the laundry is piling up and you're like, I need my pumping bras. Get 5 at the minimum of them just so that you have them on hand. And they sell them in 2 different sizes, I think small and then plus size. They're not very comfortable like physically just to have on, but the way they work is like this. I have put in my extender here in the front, but you can, for a little extra room, you can zip on this little strap of an extender just to give you a little extra room. Then they have 2 layers of fabric right here. Your pump goes through both of them, and just make sure that when you put your pump through, you pull each piece of fabric. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just make sure that the fabric is pulled flat under your flange. If it's tucked like this, you're going to spill milk everywhere and you will hate your life. And that's going to happen to you inevitably because you'll forget to pull the fabric up. But if you pull this fabric up, it gives a nice place for the flange to sit and be supported while you pump. Then nursing tops. This one's my favorite because it's flowy and Mama don't feel too skinny right now, so I like a nice flowy top. It's from Motherhood Maternity again, but I think you can probably get these on Amazon. They just nice and flowy, but you pull it open, there's a little layer, and then it just comes open on the side. There you go. But I have a bunch of different kinds of nursing tops, ones that just have the sides cut out of it. I even have a nursing sweatshirt. Let me show you that because I have used this because I want to wear a sweatshirt too. And just because I have to pump doesn't mean I shouldn't be able to wear a sweatshirt. It has zippers right here that you can just zip all the way open on both sides and pump. Okay, I'm going to show you our bottle warmer that we use. And it's a little bit finicky, but this is the bottle warmer that we use. It's called, I actually don't know what that says, but that's what it looks like. Sometimes we use that. Sometimes we just warm it up in hot water, but that's kind of what we use sometimes. Then I might even also go as far as say is go ahead and just get yourself some formula if you're planning on feeding with formula. There's Similac, we use that. Enfamil is what we have on hand right now. I'm having to use some formula, some breast milk, so might be nice just if you know that you're planning on using some kind of formula, just get it. You go through formula really fast. It's expensive, but just stock up and be ahead of the game because even if you're planning to exclusively breastfeed, there might be a very dire, desperate night where you're like, I need to feed them and I don't have anything for them. I don't want to give them formula, but maybe just for tonight. It's nice to just have it on hand. Also, circumstances arise like getting your wisdom teeth pulled and then being on painkillers where you have to pump and dump and you need to use formula. I didn't know that that was going to happen, so I was not expecting to use formula. I didn't want to. Now I actually love it. So I'm glad I had it on hand. So I'm just going to throw this in here now since I just saw it. Nice to have a baby thermometer just in case they're sick. Also, baby Tylenol. Gonna want to use that too. Okay, our stacks are a little bit low right now, but Burp Cloths you can just have on hand right by your recliner because you're going to go through these really fast. So we have a little stack over here, and then we got a little stack down here of Burp Cloths. Also, very important to have 2 trash cans for us. We have one here by this one rocker, and then one down here by this recliner. You'll also see that I have my nice huge water bottle down there. I haven't been allowed to drink out of a straw since my wisdom teeth surgery, so I'm not drinking out of this, but I would say any kind of water bottle just to have on hand, an essential. All right, so moving away from feeding supplies, now more so just general newborn supplies. A nightlight and a sound machine. This is the kind of nightlight that my sister used and now I use and really like it. The way it works, tap on. You can touch this to change the warmth of it. You can tap and hold to make it brighter. Tap and hold to make it softer. That's really nice in the middle of the night when you want to get up and pump, but you don't want to wake the babies up. We obviously know the point of a nightlight, and that one's a really good one to have. Okay, this is the sound machine that we use. Really love it. Has multiple different kinds of sounds that can come out of it. Our boys kind of can sleep with no white noise because they were NICU babies and they can sleep through anything, but they do seem to like the white noise on this sound machine. Okay, so now pacifiers. We have multiple different kinds of pacifiers, and I would say my Christmas gift to them this year seems to be a hit. These are little Tommy something passies that they really seem to be able to keep in their mouth a lot easier than these kinds of pacifiers. But it's helpful to have tons of pacifiers of different kinds, different varieties on hand because all babies are going to be different and all babies are going to like different things if they even end up using a pacifier. But if you're a passy person and your babies are passy babies, whenever you find out which one kind of works for them, get a lot of them. Have some in the car, have some in the car seats, have some by the bassinet, have some by the cribs, the changing table, your rockers, because you're going to need passies everywhere and they do just seem to disappear right and left. I also keep Boogie Wipes on hand. Just like to have these to wipe their little snotty faces a lot of the time. Space heater, very important in our house. The rest of our house is kind of cold, but we like to keep the room a nice comfortable temperature for the boys, and it's nice to have a little space heater in here. I'd also say an essential would be notepads if you want to just kind of keep track of when they're eating, sleeping, when you're pumping, whatever. I have so many notepads around here and I just seem to jot down things on a lot of them, so notepads. We're in the process of looking for a new humidifier because the one that we bought from a twin consignment sale actually doesn't work. The cord on it was clipped, so we can't use that anymore. Okay, now in terms of our changing station, some essentials here. I would say number one essential is our wipes warmer. That avoids a lot of crying, and then obviously the wipes that go in it. Get a ton of the wipes, but we kind of turned a corner when my mom got us this wipes warmer, and now they don't cry nearly as much because they're not as cold. I don't think it's an extra kind of a purchase. It's definitely for their comfort and makes changing time a whole lot easier. Also, I would say for the changing table, this kind of a changing pad cover is nice because it's a wipeable one. Then you can just wipe up your mess and keep on going. But I would recommend getting a lot of changing pad covers because even though that's wipeable, sometimes it's so dirty that it is needing to be discarded and you're gonna need a fresh one to put on right away. Okay, now turtle tubs. I would say get one for your twins. You do not need to have 2 tubs. If you are planning on bathing them both at the same time, I mean, we have 2 tubs because we got them from the hospital, but I don't recommend getting 2 tubs. You usually only wash one baby at a time, and it's not really essential to have 2 tubs. Then the nose Frida Snot Sucker, totally unessential. Gotta help them not be so congested. Kind of going all over the place here, but obviously diapers, wipes, diaper cream is going to be personal to your baby's skin, but I would say get a bunch, a kind that my sister recommended, my cousin recommended. Now I'm going to recommend Boudreaux's butt paste. Seems to be good. And then also Sensicare. This is what we used in the hospital for diaper rash, and it really helps. Also, Desitin. Desitin is also a good diaper cream that we've been using. Those are the 3 we kind of have in our rotation right now, and we like them. Also, you're going to want to get some good baby soap. This is Honest shampoo and body wash. Smells really sweet, and it's easy on their skin and their eyes. My sister said that it made her baby cry. So we also have little things of Johnson's baby wash. We also use that. Just kind of have some baby wash on hand, and then you'll find out what works for your baby and what doesn't. Whew, still with me? Now, washcloths. These, you can buy packs of these really soft washcloths. This is my favorite kind. My second favorite kind are these micro fleece washcloths because they're just super soft on the both of these brands are very soft on the baby's skin. So washcloths too, you're going to want to have them on hand, you know, at the changing table where you're just going to need to wipe up the baby. You're going to need, when they have a poop explosion, to be able to dip it in some hot water, wash them up really quick. You're going to need a lot of washcloths. Then along those same lines, towels. And here again, I'm telling you, baskets, keep baskets everywhere. And then blankets, just because they're going to be cold when you get them out of the bath, and you're going to dry them up, and then you're going to want to have some blankets ready for them. Not even going to show you the status of my cribs because they are not in any kind of a state to be shown right now, but they are an essential in the future to have 2 separate cribs. Some people, you know, have one and put the babies in it, but I would say for us, we're going to be most comfortable having 2 separate cribs. Then the changing table itself obviously is an essential. This is the diaper pail that we use, Decor. We got Decor Plus. I think there's a size that's bigger than this that we probably would have benefited from, but now we have this one and it works, but we go through a lot of diapers and it's a nice diaper pail. They have specific liners that go with it, so these Decor Plus liners, yeah, we use them. Another thing that I recently bought that I think is very important to have if you ever travel, plan on going anywhere, would be a Dock-a-Tot. We've already used these a couple of times. This is actually not the Dock-a-Tot brand. I forget what brand this was. This is a lot cheaper than a Dock-a-Tot. So we got 2 of these so that we can go. They can tie right here to conform to the baby, and then they just sleep in there, and it's kind of like a little portable bed. So now in terms of carriers for the babies, we have found that it is an essential to have 2 single carriers and a double carrier. I can't use that for very long at a time. The double carrier kind of gets a little heavy, but I'll show it to you. But this is the kind of single baby carrier that we use. Infantino. It's all not assembled right now. We really like this one. It's a nice little fix when I'm here by myself and I need to change one's diaper and the other one's crying. I just put one in the baby carrier on me and change the other. I sweat a whole lot and it's very exhausting and hard to do that, but it's necessary because they're not always happy when they're just by themselves in there crying. Okay, now Medela has a bag that insurance actually covered this one for me. I just saw this in my nursery that I thought I'd show you. Insulated bag, it's for your pump. It's a place where you can put your bottles, store your milk, put your whole pumping carts in here. Definitely an essential. Then a diaper bag. That goes without saying is a newborn essential. Okay, we're getting to the end here. Now I'm moving into the clothing section. What was wrong?
He's all stopped up.
Who?
He's slamming. Hearing?
Oh God, Mom. Okay. Okay, so in the hospital, what they did, I just kind of follow what they did in the hospital because I was there for so long. They just put the babies in a onesie, a sleeper, and then a swaddle sleep sack. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I think it's important to also not worry about getting two of every outfit. Super fun. I'm like all on the twin train of making them look like twins. So I think get a couple outfits that are matching just because it's super fun. And that's really more for like special occasions when they're going to be matching anyway. When you're here, it's like survival. Get me an outfit. I don't care if it matches. You're going to want to have a lot of essential onesies on hand. So in multiple different sizes because they go through them very quickly. I would say for us, what we're doing, not a whole lot of long sleeve onesies and pants, but we do have that. Okay, so this is like a regular everyday outfit for them. We would just put them in a diaper, put them in a little short sleeve onesie, then a sleeper, which is just like a long sleeve onesie that has closed feet, either snaps or zips, and then a halo sleep sack swaddle. So we have fleece variety of this, and then we also have cotton. But fleece is kind of good for nighttime sleeping, shows them that they're cozy in the nighttime. I don't think any of our cotton ones are clean right now to show you, but you know, if you have the time to do that, you can put them in a cotton one during the day, then a fleece one at night to kind of signal day and night. But survival of the fittest, put them in whatever you can. But that's kind of what the hospital did for their sleeping routine. And then when we eat, we take the swaddle off and they're just in their outfits. But, you know, we have plenty of pants, long sleeve onesies, short sleeve onesies, socks, like to put together full outfits too. But I would say in terms of clothes, if you just want to stock up on short sleeve onesies, sleepers, and swaddles, you're going to be good to go. Our babies don't really sleep very well in these little pea pod sacks, little things that just suck them up. I think a lot of babies do like this for their daytime naps, and mine don't really sleep in them. They kind of only sleep in a sleep sack right now. So we don't really use these, but I think a lot of people do. So you might want to, I have a lot on hand. I got them, but these are things that I don't really use. Oh, and then I forgot to say too, baby lotion. Any kind of baby lotion that you find works for your baby. You just kind of after bath time, lather them up, make sure they're nice and soft. My sister did tell me that her pediatrician told her for baby acne, if you put any kind of baby lotion on their skin, it kind of keeps it moist and helps their baby acne go away. I tried that the other day and it worked. So we used Johnson & Johnson baby lotion, but you can use Cetaphil, anything. So that's also an essential. Now, the last more fun baby essentials, like 3 more and then we'll be donezo for today because this was a lot. Our babies are receiving physical therapy right now, and something that the physical therapist uses, just a very basic mirror. So my mom gave this to them as a Christmas present. And while you're doing tummy time, you just put it like right in front of their, hey, look at that. You just put it right in front of their face and you can spin this little thing and then they can look up and see themselves. So this is nice, kind of expands a little bit. A nice basic toy for a baby to just kind of interact with him or herself and, you know, play. I actually got them one too for Christmas, so this is something you can have 2 of because if you're doing tummy time at the same time, I got this kind, and it also has a little black and white flip book here. That babies really like to look at black and white stuff. So anything black and white and red, real bright, clear colors, not necessarily a whole lot of bright lights for them at this point, but just basic, big patterns, black and white stripes, polka dots, they seem to like to look at. Then just a play mat is something that our physical therapist recommended they use, and I was really excited about that at first because I was like, oh wow, these are real babies now. They were in the NICU for so long and I felt like, oh, they're so fragile. She's like, no, get a play mat, play with them, put them on the ground. So we got, I actually don't know where the mat is. It's probably downstairs or something, but this is the kind of play mat we got, and it has a little piano here and then a little mobile. But those are kind of just the most basic toys that we're getting for this newborn phase. Later, once they're older, I can share with you the different kinds of toys that we end up using that kind of worked for our babies, but really basic things. You don't really even need toys, just faces. They really like to interact with people's faces, everyday things around your house. I won't get into all that. This is a newborn essentials video, so whatever. Also, this is an adorable invention, but the bigger your babies get, the harder it is to use. It's the WeGo twin baby carrier. Super cute, very safe. I like it. I play piano to my boys in this. It was really cute. I actually just put them in there and played piano and they fell right to sleep. It's a double carrier, like I said, I think, but makes your back break a little bit, so I would limit it to about a half an hour at a time unless you have like really nice hard back muscles. I'd also say with bath time, this was a really nice gift that is a little collapsible basin that we actually were using for storage for a while. It's nice to just have a basin on hand because a lot of times your baby might just need a sponge bath and can't be submerged in water for one reason or another. Specifically like for boys, if they have what my son just had, hernia surgery and a circumcision, he had to have a sponge bath for a while. He still can't have a regular bath and be submerged, also because of his wounds. So it's nice to just have a basin where you can just give him a little sponge bath, but sit him up in your turtle tub at the same time. Yeah. Then another playtime essential would be the a swing. It's a nice place to put the babies. At this age, our babies are a little bit small for being entertained in the swing for like too long, but for a short amount of time to kind of soothe them, rock them back and forth, we do like this swing, and we're debating getting another as they get older. So that is something for now. As a newborn, having one is an essential because you frequently need just a place to put the baby. Come on, like you're in the middle of something, you have to help one with the diaper change, put them either in the bassinet or in the swing. Places to put babies are definitely essentials. All right, and then it is broken down at the moment, but a snap and go stroller, very nice to have. You can snap your car seat into it and go on a walk. So we have a double snap and go stroller. It was a gift to us. Love it, super essential. Then car seats. So I'll put a picture of the car seats that we use. Maxi Cozy, I think they're called. I don't think they're on the list of car seats that are compatible with a snap and go, but we have worked it in a way that they're very secure in the snap and go when we have needed to use it, and we're always like right there, one person on each side. Ours, even though they're not in that like list that are a match, they still work. But I really wanted the Maxi Cozy car seats because they're good for preemies. Maxi Cozy Nico 30, I think. There's a weight minimum of 4 pounds, so it's good for twins because you're very likely to have a premature baby, and then you know they'll be able to be safe in that car seat because it has that weight, a low weight requirement for it. Then along with that, our car seats are out in the car. Super cold right now and I'm not going to run out there, but some kind of a car seat cover has been a major essential. So on trips we take 2 blankets, pacifiers, hats, little baby hats, and then a car seat cover. So going from, we load them in the house, we bring the car seat in, load them inside, make sure they're safe, put the car seat cover over, and then bring them outside. So they are warm on the trip from here to the car, or the sun's not in their eyes, or if they're in a public environment, they're just shielded from all the germs. So those car seat covers were also a gift, and such a great one because, man, I don't want my babies to be cold or germy. Now that I'm down here in my kitchen, I'm realizing I forgot a major essential for our bottle stuff. So, a bottle brush. This is really nice. You can just get all around inside of a bottle. And then we use Dapple Soap. My husband's so cute. He, like, look what he did. On our soap container, wrote that in Sharpie, but it's nice. He uses the soap. You can use that or palm olive soap. This is what they used in the hospital, and I would have thought it was too strong for bottles, so we have it on hand. I think my husband uses it sometimes to wash the bottles, but I like the Dapple soap because, I don't know, I just like it. But I'm pretty sure that that covers everything now, and if I forgot anything, I don't know. I forgot it, but I'll put it in the description, I guess, if I think of something that I forgot, or I'll make a second video. But this is really for babies. Currently, our babies are 3 months old, but since they were born prematurely at 30 weeks, they're acting like 1 month olds right now. So if your baby is between 0 and 3 months, these are some of the essentials that worked for us. Hopefully will work for you. Everyone's different, I know, but I thought it would be worth sharing with you some of the stuff that like really actually is used, and if you're looking to get prepared, boom, there you go. So, hope you're doing well. Good luck with your babies, twins, whatever. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!